It is fall 2025 in Kaleidescape kOS version 10.23 of the kOS operating system. The operating system for Kaleidescape hardware is rolling out now. I've been updated in the early wave, and there's some cool stuff to show off in this 10.23 update. There are some really nice enhanced navigational components and elements to the collection section of the UI, as well as a feature I think that a lot of people have been waiting quite a while for, and that's HDMI CEC. So without further ado, let's take a look at actually how the new collections, navigation, and presentation operates. We'll take a look at how to find and use the HDMI CEC option within the settings. Spoiler alert, it is not in the on-screen UI. You do have to go to the more advanced setting option in the web UI for the CEC function, and then we'll wrap it all up. Okay, so let's take a look at this new collections navigation operation in person here. Of course, this is the movie wall of my Kaleidescape system. I do have a Terra server enabling access to this and some other areas of the UI and the ability to do some of the more advanced collection stuff as well. Let me go back here. Actually, if I go to the main kind of UI overview, you can see we came from covers. I'm going down here to collections. That list view is the other thing that we get by virtue of having a Terra server. Now, the collections interface was changed really a while ago with the advent of the Strato V to be this more kind of strip-based interface. I really much prefer this presentation to the collections section than the way that it looked and navigated before. And so it's awesome, in my opinion, with this update that for older Strato players like the C, the S, and so on, you have the option now to be able to enable this collections view. That is an option. You can go back to the historical prior view if you really want to, but you also have the option to use this style of interface. Now, of course, if you have a newer player, Strato E, a V, etc., you're going to be looking at this collections view by default anyway. So we've always had some of these capabilities and whatnot within collections. We have the movie store, discover, new, pause, played, etc., and these will be commonly recognizable as well to folks that are using players like the Strato V and the Strato E in the standalone mode without access to the movie wall and stuff like that. Now, I've defined a number of collections for my own personal use based on the content that's downloaded on my Terra server. So after we get past kind of the boilerplate collections here, passed through played, we can see this like best of the 80s, Bond, DC, etc., Harry Potter. I've made these collections myself. I really do recommend building your collections in the web interface, and I have another video on the channel talking all about collections and how to use them and how to make them. What's new with 10.23 though is a couple of really cool things. So I'm going to go to the Bond, actually, the Bond collection, because this is a pretty big one. There's 20 plus movies in here, and there's really kind of like, I think, three main elements that the new kOS brings to the way this works. If you look actually already to the left, we can see the two little icons there. We see the pencil and the garbage can. And if I press left on my remote, I can now select these very clearly, giving me these options and telling me what they do. I can rename the collection, which will pull up the on-screen keyboard. If I want to go ahead and type in a new name for the collection, I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to actually change it, but that would be how we do that on screen here. And then, of course, I can delete it as well. I don't want to delete my Bond collection, so I'm not going to do that. But just in the interest of safety, I presume that, yeah, we would get a confirmation dialog. It's not just going to delete your collection with one click. You can actually confirm that you want to delete this collection and remove it. I'm going to cancel because I actually don't really want to do that. Now, so those icons are there. They're clearly visible that we have these options again in the collection option. I like the way they kind of fly out and expand. Of course, the currently selected movie does have the yellow box around it. That's kind of the Kaleidescape UI default and default presentation. But the thing that we're kind of used to with collections, especially a long list of them, is if you want to get to something that was way at the end of the list, you had to kind of go all the way down there, hitting right on your remote, and you would have to navigate all the way there yourself. Well, and I've asked for this for a while, and they finally did it. Now the collections strip actually wraps. So if I go left and left again, we jump immediately to the end of the list. Awesome, very quick and awesome navigation. If I go back the other way, I go to the last movie in the collection and I press right, we instantly wrap back around to the front of the list. But the other thing we can do, I just hit the button on the remote there, is I'm actually using chapter skip, chapter forward and chapter back, in order to be able to jump further ahead in the list a whole lot quicker. So let's go back, let's actually count this. So we go from Casino Royale to License to Kill. It's 1, 2, 3, 6 movies, right? By my count, page forward, or chapter skip forward is 6 movie jump. So from here we go to Octopussy, and then we go to Tomorrow Never Dies. And then if we hit it, there we go right to the end of the list. Back again is 6 movies until we get back to the front of the list. So you can see this scroll's nice and clean. It looks really great. I'm so happy that they're spending engineering effort and time to make this view better. If you have a big server and you have a lot of movies downloaded, in my opinion, you really want to be taking advantage of collections, because finding stuff, especially series things or things that go together on the movie wall, even with the shuffle features and stuff, that's all cool. But I really appreciate this. And in fact, I would like to see even more. So come on, Kaleidescape, next time, 10.24. Let's get a couple other things in here. Let me order these in a custom order. If we notice, they only order by alphabetical order. That's not good. It's not good for Harry Potter. Because I can tell you, I'm not watching Harry Potter 2, then 7, 7, 4, 6, 5, etc., 3, 2, 1. I would like these to show up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numerical order. So in some cases, it might even be fine as a stopgap just to be able to sort the collection by release date or something like that. That would at least put series in certain order. But then we have other things like, say, Star Wars, perhaps, where release order may not actually be the order that we want them shown in. And in fact, we would want to be able to put the prequel trilogy first, and then the original trilogy in the middle, and then the sequel trilogy down at the end. So if anything else was going to come with collections or comes in the next step, got to put it out there. I really hope that's it. And I think that would really make this kind of round out the whole set of features that I would be looking for in many ways out of this area of the UI. But again, I love what we got. So very happy to have these options, these expanded options, and these kind of quick jump, smooth scrolling navigational options in 10.23. So kudos to Kaleidescape. Okay, so as mentioned, the enablement of the HDMI CEC function is not found on the UI of the player. It's found in the advanced settings that you get to in a browser accessing your Kaleidescape system via basically its network interface or its IP address. The easy way to get to this screen or get to this access to your system if you don't have the IP address of your player is to go to my-kaleidescape.local. That will instantly resolve the Kaleidescape system on your local network and present you by default, you'll go to this movie section of the UI, and I do have videos on the channel going through all of this stuff. I probably actually have to update those videos because we've had a lot of new settings and options and stuff added over time. If you want to find CEC, we are going to come over here to settings. Under settings, we can kind of see our system. We can see our movie server. And then, of course, in my system, I have 2 players, one for my living room, one for my home theater. And CEC is a player-specific setting. It's not a system-level setting. It's a player-specific setting. And you would, if you have multiple players and you want to be using CEC, you would want to be or need to be enabling it for each of them independently. So I'm just going to pick one of these players. I personally don't use CEC. I have a Control 4 system, and I really don't want CEC interfering with the other elements of control that I already have. But a lot of folks don't have Control 4 or other advanced control systems, and they really need this. By default, CEC is turned off. So you do have to come here. If you want to use it, you have to opt in. You have to turn it on. So again, it's in settings. I'm going to pick just the first player here. We're going to go to settings, and we're going to go to control. And here it is, basically right here, HDMI CEC. This player supports interfacing with Connect HDMI devices via HDMI CEC. This feature allows HDMI devices to share configuration information, such as the device's name and capabilities, and allows HDMI devices to control each other. And it's just a checkbox here, enable HDMI CEC. You click OK, commit the settings, and this feature is on. If you go back to your television and such, or the rest of your system, they should end up negotiating this protocol, and you could be testing it in terms of like input management and power state control and stuff like that. There really isn't anything else related to the HDMI CEC function. Sometimes devices, or at least display devices and such, may have options to allow input control separately from power state control, but in this case, it is just one kind of universal toggle to enable the capability for the entirety of, again, that one single player. So web UI, settings, control, enable the HDMI CEC, commit the change, and you're good to go. So that is Kaleidescape kOS version 10.23. I love seeing new UI enhancements. I've got a laundry list of requests and things that I would like to see happen in the movie wall and other areas of the Kaleidescape UI. So to see these things happening in the updates is always a very happy thing for me. Sound off in the comments and let me know, what do you think? Do you like the new Collections UI? Do you like the way they're going with it? It's awesome that they rolled it out to the prior versions of the Kaleidescape Strato hardware as well. What else do you want to see? What improvements, enhancements, capabilities, improved navigation and options and whatnot would you like to see available in the Kaleidescape operating system? Please post in the comments, sound off, and let's see if we can get some positive feedback and feature request rolling Kaleidescape's way. I think this is an awesome platform. I've been using it for almost a decade now, several years, and I am a dealer for Kaleidescape. So if you're interested in joining up, adding a Kaleidescape system to your home theater, your entertainment area and system, looking to upgrade an existing Kaleidescape system that you have, some bigger Terra servers, whatever it may be, please reach out to me. I'm a dealer, reseller, integrator for Kaleidescape, as well as a laundry list of other brands, including many of the stuff that I personally really like and use in my own entertainment spaces. That includes JVC, Focal, SVS, Stewart, and Seymour screens. Snap brands like the Wattbox in the Strong Racks. I can even access NAD now. And I also have brands like LG, Sony, Epson, Denon, Marantz, and more. Did I mention Focal? I love the Focal speakers. Check out the recent vlogs all about the installation of these Focal Utopias here in the living room. But please reach out, Jeremy at Techthusiasm.net, or go to www.techthusiasm.com. All my business information is there, a brand listing, but again, don't just be limited to the brand listing. Please reach out to me if there's other stuff that you're interested in. I'm always adding more. I have extra angles, partners, and referrals and whatnot to be able to get access to a great many things. Get in touch. I'm always happy to talk, consult, give my thoughts and ideas and feedback, and then of course help hook you up with your next awesome home theater upgrade. If you'd like to help me more directly, there are affiliate links in the description of this video, as well as all my videos and on the webpage to places like Amazon, Target, Walmart, Audio Advice, Crutchfield, Monoprice, eBay, apparel stores, and more. Please use those links in your regular shopping, especially your holiday shopping. Will be much appreciated. Share them with your significant other, your spouse, your wife, your friends and family, whoever it may be. It doesn't cost you or them anything but a couple seconds of your time to make that click, and it's a huge benefit to the channel here. Thank you to all the channel members, and I welcome others to become channel members as well. Early access to content and a few other cool perks here on the channel. Thank you also for the super thanks, PayPal, Venmo tips. At a minimum, hey, please do the regular YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, share the video, and again, leave that comment. They're watching. What do you want to see in Kaleidescape kOS future updates? Thanks for watching, and come on back for more home theater discussion and fun. I'm going to go add some more movies to my collections now.